Hey everyone, welcome back to Season 1 of the show. I hope you've enjoyed our first round of episodes of Season 0. I value your time, so I'm just going to make this episode quick. I want to give you a few minutes to tell you about the episodes coming up and why they're worth your time to watch. So very quickly, the episodes for January through April fall under three main themes. First, the value of data platforms. Second, the hurdles of implementing technical solutions in healthcare. And third, a quick introduction to some of the big ideas in health tech. So for each episode from January through April, we'll hit on two or three of these themes. So first, the value of data platforms. So given the audience, data scientists, statisticians, engineers, we already know the value of data analysis, and we're heavily interested in the more sophisticated ways to model and analyze our data. So smart algorithms for data analysis. And it's a topic that's really well tanned from all its time in the spotlight. So if there's all this smart data analysis going on, why spend any of your time hearing about data platforms? Well, it's hard to ignore that many of the companies that are truly leveraging data never begin with sophisticated data analysis as being a key feature of their company. The data collection is a byproduct of their core business, and from there, they take this, and I guess you could call it a proto-analysis step of wrangling the data and displaying it, and that's where the data platforms come in. Data platforms are a place where many of our wide-ranging data cleaning and data visualization abilities are narrowed down or condensed and then formalized into specific automated capabilities. We start out being able to do anything and go to specifically doing something. So these platforms are typically inspired by the sophisticated analysis we hope to do down the line. And so if you truly care about places where data is adding value beyond just using fancy algorithms, then data platforms need some attention. You don't need to build a data platform yourself to understand the value and where they fit into the data ecosystem. So that's what we're doing with episodes with Niven Narain in pharmaceutical science, Shane Burns on animal health monitoring, and Kristen Morgan on visual analytics for physiotherapists. Dana Al-Solomon also has the word platforms in her episode, but her presentation is a bit more varied than just that. So the next theme is implementation, jumping the gap from cool algorithms, cool tech, into delivering value. Emma Hughes really covered this on the hospital level in her episode. Coming up, we have Jerome Bergman and Daniel Mojforce at University of Oxford talking about needs-led innovation. They talk about how to hone research into a true clinical solution. Things like the framework by which to assess your work and make sure that you're staying on track to meet clinical needs. In addition to Jerome and Daniel's episode, which is also published today, we'll also have Nick DePennington, a neurosurgeon turned entrepreneur, talking about how he took clinical priorities that he learned as a doctor and used them to inform his technical priorities for automating machine learning systems for patient phone screening. Mike McCardle, in his episode, will talk about why virtual reality solutions in healthcare and life sciences, they have to deliver value by avoiding boilerplate products and really focus on immersive technology that's perfectly tailored to clinical need. When the technology is immersive, it needs to be perfect. So, and if anyone knows something about implementation, it's Dana Al-Solomon, because she physically creates biosensing platforms required for her research. It's a great presentation bringing top-notch conference material straight to your screen. Now the final theme is big ideas. I wanted to stick to just two big ideas this quarter so we could keep the data platform presentations all together. Our first big idea is real-world evidence. What is it? What's the difference between real-world evidence and real-world data? What does this have to do with scientific replicability? We've all heard the term real-world evidence, but I thought it'd be nice to have a more formal introduction, plus some specifics. And that's what Rachel DeSanto-Stefano does. She really boils it down to the key points, provides some intuitive examples, and makes it worth your time to listen. Real-world evidence really is a key idea in healthcare, and people need to understand it beyond just the basic level. So if you're only familiar with the term real-world evidence, but not the specifics, Rachel covers this, and you'll walk away as more of an expert. Our other big idea for this quarter is needs-led innovation. Now, needs-led innovation is like model checking that we do as statisticians, but for clinical innovation. Everyone knows that we need to stay focused on addressing clinical needs, just like everyone knows you need to check your statistical models. But what's the checklist we should go through to stay focused on clinical needs? And how do you pivot when you've gone off course. That's what Jerome and Daniel will be talking about in an episode coming out today. I asked them to boil it down to all the key ideas in about 20 minutes. They did exactly that. So it's an important idea, they're giving you the executive summary, and it's worth your time. And the fun thing is, once you've heard about Needsled Innovation and heard the lingo that they use, you start seeing it used across health tech news or in blogs or in LinkedIn posts and even on company websites. So once you know what to look for, you'll see how its ideas are really ubiquitous across health tech sector news. And finally, the bonus episodes. We'll keep introducing our constituent professional societies, letting you know who they are and what they're doing. And, it's funny how you can be a long-term member of a society, but you stay so busy that you don't even know what you're missing. So if you feel like you've never really caught up, this will help you catch up on the important developments. So we'll just let the officers of those societies brief you on what they're doing for the profession. And that's it. So nothing more on my end. I really enjoyed making these episodes, and I hope you enjoyed watching them. Thanks.